Yeshua said, "But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." Yeshua likens his return as Messiah ben David, the conquering king, to the days of Noah leading up to the flood. Notice Yeshua remarks that the people, the massive majority of the people, were completely caught off guard and shut out of Yah's protection. So with that in mind, is there anything we know about the days leading up to the flood that caused Yah to send the flood to prepare us for the days of the Son of Man coming? So let's look at the Genesis account. In Genesis chapter 6, verses 5 through 7, it reads, "And Yahweh saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented Yahweh that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And Yahweh said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth." So Yah had to send the flood because the root of every thought was only evil continually. Think about that. Only evil continually. Consider this. If every imagination or thought was only evil continually, did the people themselves think or perceive that their thoughts and their actions were evil? Remember Matthew 24. Yeshua remarks that the massive majority were caught off guard and shut out of Yah's protection. And we find out that's because they only thought evil continually. So with that, I propose the people had no clue. They did not think or perceive their imaginations and thoughts were only evil. They didn't feel that there was anything wrong with their lives and or how they conducted their lives. So by this, they have created their own definitions of what is good and what is evil. And because they created their own definitions, they shunned Yah's definitions, therefore blinding them from repenting and turning back to the ways of Yahweh Elohim. So with that in mind, do you know Yah's definitions of good and his definition of evil? Because Yeshua just warned us, the majority will not. So Psalms 97:10 says, "Ye that love Yahweh hate evil." Proverbs 8:13 says, "The fear of Yahweh is to hate evil." So we need to know what evil is so we can completely avoid it. We should want nothing to do with anything evil. Becoming a believer basically should make us allergic to evil. If I was allergic to peanuts, wouldn't I be wise enough to check the ingredients on what I was eating? Likewise, if someone points out to you that something you are doing is a sin or is evil, being allergic to evil, you would be wise to consult the manual, the Bible, if there is even the littlest amount of evil in that thing pointed out to you. Are you thinking or doing the things that the Bible says are evil? Or possibly abominations? The warning here is don't be like the people in the days of Noah leading up to the flood. Learn what is evil and what is righteousness for that matter, so you can find grace in the eyes of Yahweh as Noah did and escape all these things that are to come. I'm going to conclude with a passage out of Luke, or a verse out of Luke. This is Luke 18, verse 8. It reads, "I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth?" This verse is almost like a rhetorical question, because it's almost implying that it's not likely that he's going to find much faith on the earth. With this verse, And with what Yeshua said in Matthew 24, I would take it to heart to learn what is evil and what is good according to the Bible, according to Yahweh Elohim, the creator of all things.